What's up, fellas? Just out here. Just did my first photo shoot with my camera. It's pretty cool. Again, got a camera for my birthday. Just trying to figure out how to use it, honestly. Came and took some shots, some landscape shots, some nature shots. There's a little river going through. I just like that stuff. It's a nice grounding experience. Honestly, I just wanted to come out and talk to y'all about being on purpose. I mean, lately, going back to school for cooking, as I had said in earlier videos, I believe, really just getting back into what I do. It's crazy because I went to school, same place, but I went to, I was majoring in business, and business is business. It's, very technical slash, I don't know, broad. I mean, there's not much meat on the bones for specific types of stuff, and they can't really give you that information because that's not their job. Their job is kind of to give you a broad understanding of business in general, which is good knowledge. It's just, it's not what I want to do. I don't want to work for somebody as an accountant or financial analyst or, any of that, really. I don't want to be confined to an office all the time where it's like I have no room for creativity or personality or anything. I'm very sarcastic, I like making jokes and having a good time, and that's what life's about. So jumping back into culinary, a lot has happened since making that decision, and I believe in a lot of ways that the universe helps you along that way if you're on purpose. So say, all right, as soon as I switch the business or switch out of business into culinary, automatically I stopped worrying. I still had some doubts whether I'd be good enough or whether it was a thing for me or this and that. But somewhere deep down, I knew that it was the right thing. And when I had to make the decision to change, it was automatic. It was the easiest decision, It's like, go to school, cool. Go to school for something you enjoy. And then you're like, yeah, I can do that. That's chilling. So, went out and changed, and I went to a couple classes. And it started to challenge me again, and challenge me in a way that I want to be challenged, not in a way that I don't care about. Because you can be challenged by things that you don't care about, and you don't have the desire to get better. You don't have the desire to do the best you can. But with cooking, and once you find that thing, it's just like, if somebody's better than me at cooking, I used to want to compete. I wanted to be better than them. But I did it in a way that made me worse, because I was closed off from learning from them because I knew they were better than me, or I had a feeling they were better than me at one specific skill or cuisine or whatever. But at this point in my life, I'm willing to learn, and I think that's huge for anything, trying to learn how to do anything. You have to be willing to listen, not just hear, but listen and understand what they're saying and take that all in. Just take it all in so you be able to fully learn from the experience and, grow from that. And for a long time I wouldn't. I would just see that they're doing something and it looks better than mine or it tastes better than mine, and I would just keep doing it my way, thinking that it would get better the more times that I did it. But it doesn't work that way. I mean, there's different techniques and stuff that you have to apply to get a different result. I mean, insanity is doing the same thing constantly, expecting a different result. And I feel like we get stuck in this rat race of life where we're just doing something. So you say you go to a job and you go to your job and you hate your job, or maybe you like your job but it's not what you love. So we go and we just go for the paycheck and go to, support the family and the kids and put them through school, and it'll be okay because it's got benefits and I'll be able to retire. But you're gonna spend 50 years of your life working an unhappy life where you could have been doing something that you enjoy and getting paid to do that. And even if you have to take a pay cut, like if I became a financial analyst, and I'm making $150,000 a year, $200,000 a year, or more, cool. I mean, you have all this money, but you don't have time to do anything with it. So you get a big house, you get a big car, you start, being greedy and showing off to your people you work with, your coworkers, that you have this car and it's better than their car. And then there's just this competition with that, when you could just, take that pay cut, drop down from $150,000 to $80,000 a year, which is still great. It's still going to give you a good life, but you're going to be happy. You're going to be doing what you want. You're going to be living life to the fullest. You're not going to be working 90 hours a week, 80 hours a week. I mean, I feel that. Like, I did that. Like, the military don't have set hours. It's, well, at least for culinary. I mean, we literally work forever. Like, we're there 3 hours before you come to eat, and we leave 2 hours, 3 hours after y'all are done eating at the end of the night. So it's like, I feel you. I've done the 85 hours a week for weeks at a time, months at a time, on 4 hours of sleep, 3 hours of sleep, if I got that. And it sucks. It's awful. I was doing what I enjoy, but not in a way that I enjoyed it. I was still cooking. I was still, in the kitchen. So I was able to be okay with that. The opportunity cost of that time spent was pretty worth it because I didn't have any other option. I had already signed my life away. But when I got out, and I took a break from cooking, I realized that the passion hadn't left. What had left was I feared that I would be burnt out. I feared that by continuing on that path of working in restaurants and working that many hours and all that, I felt that I would be burnt out, and I was scared to lose what cooking has meant to me for so long. I was scared to give that up, and I really wasn't willing to keep going. I didn't have the passion to learn still, because everything in the military is it repeats every, it doesn't matter, as a repeat cycle of what you cook. 21 day cycle. So every 21 days, you make the same things over and over and over again. I mean, you get good at it, but it doesn't have a creativity. It doesn't have personality. It doesn't have anything different to make you feel good about it. You know, you take pride in your work, but it's not worth it at the end of the day. So I lost the passion for cooking, and I really needed to take time and wait for it to come back. So I took a year off, and then I'd made this decision to go to culinary school, and everything started falling in place. You know, I was more outgoing. I was more personable. I was more friendly to, you know, the people in the classes because we had things in common. We had a love for food. And, you know, I started learning things I didn't know. And then I started realizing that I really don't know anything, you know? And that kind of put a fire under me to try new things and do more. So somebody had mentioned that there was a MasterChef tryout, audition, casting call for season 10. So with a day and a half notice, 2 days notice, you know, I decided it's going to happen. You know, I sent in my application. They gave me a call. I get my stuff ready to go. And it's in New York, so I had to take a bus and, you know, had to figure out, you know, this and that. But those days, those 2 days or 1.5 days leading up to the competition, where it's a little stressful, a little exciting, you're a little anxious, those were the best 2 days I've had in a long time. You know, where you're doing something out of the box that makes you feel uncomfortable and you're just going all at it, you know. You're excited and you're gonna do your best. I mean, and I was pumped. So I get there and I'm talking to people, and you know, there's certain energy with people that it correlates with your energy. You understand each other, you know, there's a similarity there. And you know, I met a few people, and throughout the day, you know, we're talking shit, we're doing this, we're doing that, we're talking about our, you know, what we do, you know, some of the food we make, you know, different pictures, we're showing our different portfolios of, you know, dishes we've cooked or we do like to cook, and, you know, just spitting, you know, like talking crap, you know. Oh, it was great. And it comes down to the tasting, so we all get in this room, and a bunch of the people I had already talked to are, you know, pretty much right next to me. And we're talking, the judge comes around, they taste your food, and then one of the, I guess he's a talent agent or something, he comes through and he's talking to you, and it's more like personality based. And by that time, you know, all the people that I was talking to, including myself, I mean, we're very open, you know, we're ready to talk, we're very high energy, like we're very happy, you know, enjoying our time. So that reflects. So they saw that, and by seeing that, they took myself and a few other people, a couple of the people that I had talked to in the beginning included, and we went on to round 2. So at this point, we're ecstatic. I mean, I went over there, you know, expecting nothing. You know, I'm just going to go over and, you know, meet some people and have a good time and feed some people. Cool. I would be happy with that. But it goes on to round 2, and we're just like, all right, awesome. Like, what's next? So round 2, it goes into personality-based stuff. So we go and we, you know, introduce ourselves to like senior directors or whatever, and they talk about, you know, what's on your application, this and that, you know, what experience have you got? And because even though MasterChef sounds like a professional competition, it's really an amateur competition with 90% like home cooks that haven't worked in the restaurant industry. So they really want people that, not that they don't know what they're doing, because they got to be good, but people that are just not professionally trained. So I had mentioned that I had been in restaurants, the military, this and that, for cooking, and it ended up that I didn't go on to the third round. So out of the first, 100 people that they brought in, 3 people made it to the third round. And one of the guys I had met early on and became friends with, he's great, super bubbly personality. He's a great dude. He went on to the third round, and we're keeping in contact, and I'm keeping in contact with quite a few people. But that experience just really gave me, it showed me the passion that I had lost. And just being surrounded by people like that love what you love, it makes a big difference. I know I've said it before that you're the 5th of the 4 people you surround yourself with, and it's true. And I always believed it, but I don't think it really hit home until I was there, until I was talking to these people and feeling the passion, seeing it in their eyes, seeing them explain their dishes, what they like, what they don't like, how they make certain things, and the different cultures and ethnicities and everything that goes into their cooking. It's beautiful, and there's just so much to learn from these people. There's so much to learn from everybody around, and I feel like we forget that a lot of the time. And we forget it because we're not worried about what other people are doing. We're just worried about ourselves. And to stay in that mindset is so negative. It's such a bad mindset. I don't even know how else to explain it. It's just no good. If you're only worried about yourself and everybody's only worried about themselves, we don't get anywhere. I've been following this one charity called Charity Water. Oh my God, that dude's story, phenomenal. He goes from a shitty person, nightclub promoter, to the creator and founder of this massive charity that's based on giving and trying to give the world clean water. Like, come on, that's insane. What a legacy to leave behind when you're gone. You made a difference, and I feel like we all naturally want to make a difference. We want to help people. Somewhere deep inside of us, we have a desire to help. Maybe it's just me, who knows? But a lot of people I talk to, I surround myself with, they care. They have a desire to help people. And I feel that by being so wrapped up in ourselves, we forget about that. Or we put it to the side, or I'll do it later, or I'll donate when I have more money, or I get a raise or whatever, and then it never happens. And that's okay. You don't have to give money to be a good person. You don't have to, you could say hi to somebody. Saying hi to somebody on the street, at first it might confuse the shit out of them, but if they really think about it and they absorb it, saying hi showed that you cared. And that person could be hating their life. They could, have a spouse that's cheating on them, or, a family member just died, or whatever. And that high can really mean the difference between whether, they live or die in some cases. And just the fact that that one tiny little ounce of, goodness, of, friendliness, caring, can change the outcome of somebody's life. I mean, I just can't understand why we wouldn't. And you might feel like you're bothering someone, or, it's not plausible where you live, or, you're too shy. But it starts to become a trend. You start to talk to random people, in the elevator or in a store, and you guys are looking at the same thing, or you have a question that you need to ask, but you're scared to ask it. And it really opens your eyes to all the different possibilities. Everybody's scared to talk to everybody else. There's very few people that are just talk to everybody kind of people, very outgoing people, naturally. Like me, myself, I mean, I was an introvert for almost my whole life until I decided that I wanted to be happy, that I wanted, to show people that I cared and really make a difference. And it took me a long time to be okay with talking to random people. And even at this point, I mean, if I haven't talked to somebody all day and I go and it's like, I got to talk to somebody, I'm like, oh, what do I say? Is this going to be the right thing? Should I say it this way? Should I say it that way? But it's like, that's not what it's about. Doesn't matter what you say or how you say it, just say it meaningfully, and if they think you're fucking weird and they tell you to fuck off, then fuck off. Like, okay, they don't want to talk, cool, that's their right, they're not comfortable with it. But other than that, there's a lot of people that do want to talk. They're just scared to talk first. So, my challenge for this week is just, I need to surround myself with more people that do what I do or love what I love, and, people I'm able to learn from. And if y'all are cool with that, try that. Challenge yourselves to find one or two more people that are like-minded, that have the same sense of passion or drive, or even something that you can learn something from each other. Collaboration and love is, the next step in the future. Competition and challenges and stuff, they're fun, but what really gets accomplished? Gary Vee says there's two ways to build the tallest building. Either you build the tallest building, or you build a building and you knock everybody else's down around it. And that says a lot, First of all, you have to have the drive to do better than everybody else, or do the best that you can. And then if you do a competition where, you build a building, but a couple people are taller, and you dislike them based on those small details without being able to learn from them, you end up knocking all the other buildings down and breaking relationships, and it's just not a formula for success. So yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it at that. I hope y'all think about that a little bit if you're in between building your lifestyle and your biggest building, or believing that in order to be something in your field, you have to take other people out.